to me, it's not even enough. But I think empowering the local companies to manufacture same will take us far. And it's going to say kudos to the president. He's doing well. So far, so good. And happy birthday to Kojo Nkrumah. Although April is not over this year.
All right. Thank you very much, Nia JT, for calling us. Ebo is on the line from Spintex. Good morning, Ebo.
Good morning, Charlie. How are you doing?
I'm good, Charlie. How are you doing?
I'm also fine.
Beautiful.
First, the president, he do all. God bless him. And there's this aspect I want to touch. There are some evil personalities who work for the devil. Those who are inciting fear. Those are the people I call those who are working for the devil. They are inciting fear, and fear comes from the devil. The fear alone can kill a person before even the coronavirus can get to the person. So those people should stop. Otherwise, judgment of God will come upon them. And then Uncle Bo, in his submission, he said, this is the time people have to show good affection to their wives and family and all that. This morning, I woke up, I said, hey, this coronavirus thing, it is going to make married people give more birth to.
Listen, I don't want us to be explaining that on air, but
you said?
I don't want us to explain that on air, but you know what? Thanks for calling. Jonas is on the line. Good morning. Is this Super Awesome speaking?
Yeah, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Jonas. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm excited about some of the interventions. I rather think that I don't know how many people have water really flowing through their taps, and so it would have been more helpful. Maybe if we had rather light, though there are a few people who are still going to enjoy this one. But for a lot of us who actually, how many of us have the tap if you are for and what have you, so do you even get some advantage at all? But I want to, celebrate my wife. My wife is a health worker, and she's a worker at Chama General, and I want to celebrate all the other health workers.
What's her name?
My wife is Elizabeth, Mrs. Elizabeth Tinkrine.
I'm sure she's a super awesome lady, Jonas.
Of course she is.
Thanks for calling, bro. My next caller is Salifu. Hi, Salifu, what's up?
We do, boss.
Nice one. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I guess we want to comment on the president's intervention about water.
All right.
That water will be free for the whole country. But this is the case, Koforidua, New Town. Since the place has been developed, we don't even have the layout. The pipes are not there. We are, all those people who are here, we have drilled our wells or our mechanized boreholes. So how are we going to enjoy that free water bill? The place up to Agavea, from the doctor's bungalow, when you come to Magdick, after that place, Kole, that's the only place. But we have extended places, big places. There's no any water pipes, no water there, no pipe water. So how are we going to enjoy? But my brother, this thing, we have to be serious. The virus is real, and I don't understand why people don't want to observe this protocol. Look, it's our safety. If right now government locked the whole country, even Accra, Kumasi, look at the way they are suffering, especially we, the poor people, look at the way they are suffering. People who sell on the streets, they sleep by the bridges. So we should make sure that government doesn't extend this thing to the whole country. Otherwise, we'll suffer. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And the best way to do that, Salifu, is to ensure that we all keep to the social distancing protocols. Jacob Eshen is on the line from Kaswa. Good morning, Jacob.
Good morning, my brother.
What's the name? Let's hear you.
Good. Basically, I applaud the president for at least taking that initiative, that bold initiative to take 3 months of water bill for
everybody in this country. My problem was when the pandemic started, I was thinking of when we have a pandemic, there are certain measures that we need to put in place to help the poor. Typical example, we said everybody should wash their hands as frequently as possible. Water bill is going to go high. People are going to have problems with water. When people are going to fetch water from other houses, there will be quarrels because of water bill. So my problem was, why can't the government take up the water bill for about 2 or 3 months? And then 2, why the government can't take light bill? Because people at home, they are not going to work. It will be difficult for them to pay bill. Typical example is water and light. So I was just thinking about it because when you are in a pandemic situation, there are measures that you take to mitigate the hardship on the vulnerable, the poor. So I was so happy that yesterday you came up with that. But I know definitely the next move is to take the light bill, depending the situation there, how the figures will go. Because now we are now picking to the graph. If you go, the graph is supposed to assume a normal curve. We are now picking. We've not gotten to the peak or where it will plateau before it descends. So we need to take measures as we go along. And I'm so happy. Look at the increment of the frontline workers. I'm so happy with it. Because let me tell you, America is stifling some of our health professionals. Today, if they tell you, if a health worker, you want to move, they have a way of processing your documents and run because they need them. So I'm so happy that their salary has been a little bit enhanced just for them to feel better. And then the next thing is the PPEs. Why are we not sending it direct to the hospitals where they need it? Instead of going through the bureaucratic system from the apex to the down, where by the time it gets to the down, people are contacting the virus.
Wow. Jacob, thank you so much for calling and sharing your thoughts about the PPEs and also the government's measures. Kwame is on the line from Kumasi. Good morning, Kwame.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, Kwame, let's hear you.
First, I'm very this morning. Hello?
Yeah, Kwame, the line is not so clear. Pardon me. Repeat yourself.
Oh, I think it's good now.
It can get better. Can you reposition yourself a bit?
Okay, I'm listening myself on the radio.
Okay, let's go ahead.
Okay, I was saying first, I'm hearing you this morning.
Thank you, Kwame. You know, if you like the news, you should tune in to TV in the afternoon. I present the news on Joy News on TV.
Yeah.
Every afternoon at midday.
Yeah, every afternoon. That's where I have been watching you, but on Joy FM. No.
All right.
Yeah, back to my certain issue. I just want to commend the health workers. They are doing marvelously well. You see, some of them are being similar time because if you are, as you have a friend or a wife or a relative who works in the health sector and it comes to, I think you would be a bit afraid even get closer to them. So we should commend them. But unfortunately, the president should have even given us electricity because you see, some of us we have paid hole and you see we don't have chlorine tap, so we have even given us something that we also have even benefited from. That's what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kwame, for calling. The thankful morning today. Imagine sitting in a room alone for days not knowing if you've tested positive or negative for COVID-19. We're going to speak to two people who are very familiar with that uncomfortable feeling and will be joining us to share their experience. And trust me, they have such a story to tell about the quality of care they received from our frontline staff. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
In a world where everything is changing around you, sometimes you need to turn to someone you can trust. You want to move with a change in safe hands, and we are here to help. At Societe Generale Ghana, we understand change because we have transformed and evolved. No matter how our name may change, 43 years of retail and corporate banking expertise never changes, ensuring stability and trust. Digital innovation as the world moves forward to help you adapt, upgrade, and keep up. Bank with Societe Generale Ghana and enjoy doing your banking your way, whenever you choose. In our digital zones with cutting-edge digital banking products and quality services, you deserve a better bank and great rewards. We agree, the world only moves because you make it move. SG Ghana, the future is you.
You graduate, oh. Next thing is some scholarship for your next level.
That be long thing. Today bring this, next day bring that. Koha, braha. You know I can't stand that. But everything is fast. I can't even wait for food. That's why I'm always eating Indomie. No long thing.
It's not the case anymore. Everything is digital now. Simply visit scholarshipgh.com to apply for a scholarship from the Scholarship Secretariat.
I can apply on there.
Fast.
Submit all my documents.
It's fast.
Like my Indomie.
Just visit scholarshipgh.com from 1st April 2020 and you could be on your way to your dream school.
Every child needs to learn and play. That's why I give my kids Go TV, the best choice for kiddie edutainment. With lots of fun and educative channels for all ages like Da Vinci, PBS Kids, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Jam, and Disney Junior. Learning the fun way never stops. So, mommies and daddies, keep the children playing and learning whilst at home. For sales and customer service, SMS Go TV to 1731. Go.
Accidents do happen. It could be a motor accident, a sudden heart attack, or even a stroke, or any other health emergency. The first steps you take are very critical. Should you be involved in or witness an accident, call 112 for the fastest ambulance response. With over 300 well-equipped ambulances all over Ghana, you are assured of the fastest response to your emergency calls. Call 112 during critical health emergencies and save your life and that of your family and loved ones. 112, help will come. 112, we are safe. Avoid prank calls as they can lead to loss of life of persons in actual need of help. Be a responsible citizen.
That's my Kuju. Burning the midnight candle again. Valid ID and get your ADB Visa prepaid card. It's usable in over 24 million Visa locations worldwide. Get your ADB Visa prepaid card instantly at your nearest ADB branch.
Wow! How do you know so much about ADB?
Because they are the new spirit of banking.
For inquiries, call 0302-210-210. ADB, truly agric and more.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best on Joy 99.7 FM.
25 minutes to 9 a.m. Thanks so much for staying with us. This is the Super Morning Show. So 2 weeks ago, before lockdown became one of the most popular words in Ghana, President Akufo-Addo announced that all persons entering the country were to be quarantined and tested for COVID-19. This directive affected 1,030 people who were sent to 15 hotels in Accra for health authorities to check for the presence of the virus. Yesterday, the president revealed 804 of these people have been released.
Of the 1,030 travelers who were mandatorily quarantined and tested on their arrival in Ghana on the 21st and 22nd of March, 79 were initially found to be positive, and appropriate arrangements were made for their isolation and treatment. Subsequently, after 12 further days of quarantine, 26 other persons were found to be positive as a result of their second test, bringing the total number of those found to be positive to 105, all of whom have been isolated for treatment. Of the remaining 925 persons who have undergone 2 tests and found to be negative, 804 have been released from quarantine to join their families. The remaining 121 are, as I speak, in the process of being released. I want to thank all of them and their families and loved ones for their understanding and cooperation with the stringent procedures the government was forced to deploy in the public interest.
President Akufo-Addo speaking last night in that address to the nation. Let's go straight to the phone lines and speak with one of the names behind the numbers. Mami Adjoa came to Ghana just a couple of weeks back, and she just came out of quarantine. Must feel good, Mami.
Yes, it is good, Daniel. It is good.
I'm so curious to know what the first thing you did when you went home was. But let's look at the experience first of all of going into quarantine. You were coming back home. Must have been a long trip. You came back looking forward to go home, and then these people tell you you have to be quarantined. How did that feel for you, and how was that experience like in the first place?
Daniel, the experience before Sunday experience was I can't even describe it. It's a very emotional and anxious moment. It's just you and like the 4 corners of your room. You pace up and down. You have people coming in with food, all dressed in, the PPE. You can understand, and it was really scary. And after the tests were taken, and even the results came out, and we tested negative, it was still the same thing. By the end of the day, I was cleared yesterday to come home, but it was quite late, so I came home this morning. Okay. It's a very emotional and anxious moment, especially when you know people are testing positive and you're on the same flight with people and you're just there going, what's going to happen? And you have family, everybody's calling, everything okay. But at the end of it all, we all sail through, and I'm home. And I'm glad I'm home.
It makes you feel grateful sometimes for some of the people that you came along with. That you met along the way. I'm talking about some of these workers we're celebrating this morning. Tell me, how were they treating you, and were you satisfied with the human relations you had with them?
I'm sure they were overwhelmed, but they did very well. Looking at what was going on, the kind of information flying around, I think they did excellently well. And I'm glad the president has actually acknowledged them. They did really well. Every morning they would have to come and take your temperature. And, looking at the condition we found ourselves in, some of us were really anxious and upset. So we actually vent our anger on them. But they managed it very well. And they knew where we're coming from. So they're really cooperative, and I'm glad and happy about what the president has done for them.
That's good to know. Now, you describe how they were the only ones you met, and they would come all dressed up in PPEs. It makes me wonder how an average day in quarantine felt like. So you wake up in the morning, and what happens?
Okay, so Daniel, I wake up in the morning at about 7. You hear a knock on the door. Breakfast is ready. You see somebody dressed in a PPE, the food is just straight to you. You slam the door, you go back to your room, you either lay on the bed, you read, you watch TV, you either make a few phone calls, and you're just there. You don't know, especially when the results wasn't out and nothing was being communicated, you're just there. You just paced in and out of your room, within the room, hey God, what is going to happen? And then you go online, you see media, these number of people have tested positive, blah, 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 blah. And then you just become sad. What if it is you? What if it is you? It got to a time I was like, well, prisoners are actually going through a lot because I know I'm going to go out. But at the end of the day, it's like my freedom hasn't been given to me yet. I'm just there. What's going to happen?
Especially when there's a possibility that you would test positive.
Positive, exactly. And the issue here is information flow wasn't actually very efficient. I think they can do better. I.e., you don't know what's going to happen. You are tested maybe on a Tuesday or Monday. You get your results on Sunday. So between Monday and Sunday, Daniel, you know how it would be. when people are calling and you are reading everywhere that a lot of people that came from the UK and the Europe and things are testing positive, and you don't know what is happening. You're just there, and people are calling your family, your husband, your children. I mean, it's really, really anxious. I nearly got into, a depression mood. Okay, they are crying. Hey, what's going to happen? What is this? What's crying? Why do you even travel? But Daniel, I'm happy I'm home. That's what's important.
Yeah, I am happy that we are able to have this conversation on the other side of that feeling. But on that point where I'm surprised that you would actually even begin to regret traveling at a point because of this disease.
Yes, and what didn't help is going on social media and reading a lot of things people are posting. People actually don't knowing what people are going through, especially if you have children or you have a husband or you have family. People care about you and you're in your room and you see these things online and you become traumatized. You're already in an anxiety mode. You don't even know what's going to happen. And you are reading these things online. It doesn't help. And the misinformation out there is so much. It's so much. It's like having COVID-19 is like a death trap. You are dead. And when they say, nothing is going to happen to you. But, I think we need to be recording the positive cases so that people will know that at the end of the day, having COVID is not a death sentence or a death trap. No.
And I find this feeling, I find it more and more often. Sometimes is this running joke that even you can't even cough in public anymore because there's this feeling of apprehension. Did you ever feel like if you become one of these people, you will be treated in a certain way by the public?
Yes, I did. Especially the second test. So after the first test, the results came. We were told we were going to be tested for the second time. And you had people, or you're reading online, people had been discharged from their hotels and you hadn't received your results. Okay. That's when I was thinking, hey, ready. So if I'm positive, what's going to happen? It means I have to move to another isolation center. I've already spent 14 days here. Am I going to spend an extra 14 days? You travel and come here in your own country, but see how you are being treated. But I get it. At the end of the day, it's for our own good. It's for our own good. And I'm glad a lot of us, succumb to this process so that people won't be infected. And look at what's happening in the US, the UK, Italy, and all that. So it's for our own good.
Definitely. And you referred to the UK, and we know that this morning the Prime Minister Boris Johnson has now been moved to hospital care. He's actually getting worse. So it's not a respecter of persons, is it?
At all. COVID is no respecter of persons. I think it's now the time we as a people, we need to develop our healthcare system. Even countries with the very advanced ones, see what they are going through. Okay.
Now for you, Mami, apart from the scare of being infected or not being infected, which thankfully we are over now, there's also having your life halted. For 2 weeks, you're stuck in a room. Your life is not going on. Some people would exercise in the morning. Some people would take care of their families. How was that for you? What were you thinking about? What your regular routine is like, and how that has been changed?
Okay, so normally, you wake up in the morning, you have like 10 or 15 minutes exercise. You have to get ready to go to work. You pace up and down. You think and all that. But this one is just you in the four corners. Daniel, you don't even have access to fresh air, even light. Coming out to see the light. It was like a privilege to do that, being in that confinement. Okay. And yesterday, after all was said and done, and we're just having a discussion outside, realized people went into depression. People were crying. Actually, sometimes I even cried. Okay. It was a very traumatic, and I wouldn't wish that for anybody. You get people telling you that, you've enjoyed hotel food. Fine. At the end of the day, what's the other side? Family. The little things we take for granted. If you find yourself in that 14-day quarantine position, Daniel, it is a very traumatic experience. And it's very emotional. Like as I'm speaking to you, I'm getting very emotional about it. It's traumatic and it's emotional.
But Mami, thank you so much for being brave enough to join us this morning to share your story this way. For those out there who may have family members who may be tested and what have you, First of all, if you'd like a moment, we could give you a moment before we continue, Mami.
Oh, I'm fine. We can go on.
What I'm saying is that for those who may have family members who may be tested and who may be going through this contact tracing, what's the best way to deal with someone who is in a position like you were in? What should we be saying? How should we be behaving?
Okay, so if somebody is tested positive, I'm sure most of them are at the isolation centers, and I'm sure the doctors would only discharge them when they come out negative. I don't think having COVID-19 it's like a crime. It's nobody's fault to have COVID-19. But I think when we come into the society, you just have to accept us, okay, as we are. It's not something that, like leprosy or something that you would want to run, excuse me to say. But we need to educate people about this thing. It is treatable. We just have to take care of ourselves. Social distance, stay home. Let's just stay home. And I'm sure within 2 weeks or a month's time, all this thing would have died.
Amen. Amen, Mami. But I'm actually talking about the conversations you were having with your family members whilst you were in quarantine and how that may or may not have affected you. So in that sense, what's the best way to deal with someone like that?
Just take the person as who the person is. Just encourage the person that getting that is nothing. It's just one of those things. Being in quarantine and coming home, it's a privilege. Like now I see that prisoners are really on a different level. Love your family. Just enjoy the moment because you never know what anything can happen. That's all I can say.
Did you get any psychological help, any professional psychological help while you were in quarantine?
So quarantine, what happened when the results came out, we were just called downstairs and told that, okay, you tested negative. Okay, so you know that this thing, actually you should continue to wash your hands, blah, 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 blah. That was it. It was like a 5-minute routine thing they were doing, but it wasn't a one-on-one interaction. It was a general interaction that clinical psychologists were having. But I think they did well. Looking at what is going on, I think they actually did well.
So after you had that talk with them, you had to go home this morning. Tell us about the transportation. Accra is still on lockdown. We still have an imposition on restrictions. We have restrictions on movements. So how was that journey like back home?
So yesterday, you had the option to either be brought home or you could make your own arrangements. So I had to make my own arrangement. But if you decided to wait to be brought home, that was also possible. My husband picked me up this morning. I had my letter. Actually, a letter is officially given to you with your name and everything, stating that you actually tested negative. So wherever you get and you have the police stopping you, you can use this as proof that, oh, this is it. But traffic flow was actually easy. We actually have a lot of experiences with the police. And I just got home. And that's it.
You must be relieved, eh?
Daniel, 14 days.
Well, it's not easy, and I'm listening to you right now, and I'm just grateful for you, and I'm grateful for these 924 other people who can go back home to their families. Okay, so
thank God, and thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thanks for joining us. Look, get back to your husband, okay? He's missed you, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, have a good day, Mommy.
Right, you too, bye.
All right, bye. and the 924 other people who can finally go back home to their family. So, Winston, it makes you think, doesn't it?
Certainly, it would make you think, Daniel. Here we are, very free. We're asked to actually stay in our homes, not in a room. We're asked to stay in our homes and be able to walk around a compound if you have any.
Yeah.
And we're even complaining. So imagine that person who has no compound, that person who's locked up in a hotel room. And, she made a point that actually got me thinking. She says, you couldn't even come out to see the sunlight.
Exactly what was on my mind, Winston.
You can't see it.
You can't even see the sun.
No. So for 14 days of your life, all your routines such as exercising and everything, are lost. All you do is stay at home, be in bed. And sleeping in itself sometimes is problematic when you sleep for a very long time.
Yeah.
So you get bored. So it tells you, for instance, for those who are at the front line, those who have to face this all the time. Those who have to stand, I've talked about a policeman who asked of my face mask because he was, he had given a bit of a distance, social distancing, because he also wanted to be on a safer side.
Mm-hmm.
How about those who are health professionals that have to come into contact with persons daily, persons they do not know have any signs or symptoms until they're probably tested? How about those people? Just, take a minute and begin to think about the problems they go through. If someone stayed in room, not in-house, in room for 14 days, and this is their experience, and the sigh of relief when Mami Adjoa comes and says, I would tell you the agony she's had to go through. How about that man or woman who goes to work daily with fear, but also knows that I have to go to work because it's a calling that I serve society. I do not know what is up there for me, but what I do know is that all of us cannot be home and say we are not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Some of us would have to go out there and put our lives there so that persons like you and I, Daniel, should we fall sick, not with COVID-19, but should we fall sick,
we can
actually go in there. And for me, that's the most important thing. And I like, all the songs that we've played today because we're only saying there are persons there who need encouragement from us. There are persons out there who actually need support from us. There are persons out there who need prayers from us. Save a minute to think about them. And if it's a prayer, say one for them.
That government official who is working hard to protect you. And I want to say a special good morning to Reverend Father Anthony Efriye Amponsa. He's a clinical psychologist and he's also a counseling psychologist at the University of Ghana Careers and Counseling Center. He sends this message. He says, after listening to the lady on your show about clinical psychologist help, I feel so sad, especially for those who may still be in quarantine. I want to offer my personal service as a clinical psychologist to anyone who may need it. I wish I do it selflessly and without pay. I wish to do it selflessly without pay or publicity. Since you may have the contacts, honestly, you could let them connect. All right. Father Tony, thank you very much for making this possible. We'll put you in touch with the authority so that you can help them out. It's 4 minutes to the top of the hour, 9 a.m. We'll shine the spotlight on these brave professionals who put themselves at the front line every single day when they wake up in the morning and they go to work. We'll be right back to speak with some members or some executives of the Ghana Association of Doctors in Residency, GADO. When we come back, stay with us.
What would you do if you have the choice to do anything in life? Build your dream house, take very good care of your family, and plan for a comfortable retirement. Plan a befitting funeral for your loved ones when they depart. How would you live if you knew there was a friend waiting to support you on all of your life's choices.
You have such a friend in Glyco Life Insurance. Glyco Life has all the plans to meet your life's needs. Your child's education, your life savings, your mortgage, funerals, redundancy, and your retirement, and takes the burden off your shoulders. So go ahead and live life to the fullest today with Glyco Life Insurance Plans. And remember that all our policies are hedged against inflation. Talk to Glyco Life on 0302 218 500 or 246 142. Also visit our website at www.glycolife.com or any of our branches nationwide for more information.
Glyco Life, we cushion you for life.
Glyco, we cushion you for life.
UMB was established in 1972 as the premier bank for the corporate and private sector in Ghana. From our very beginning, as the only Ghanaian bank serving all categories of businesses, we set a standard for excellence and innovation over the past 45 years. We've built a financially healthy and strong bank, demonstrated our commitment to our customers and to growing businesses, and exhibited originality and innovation at every turn. At UMB, our focus is built around people, service, products, and technology. These are the key to our present success and our future triumphs. At UMB, we are poised to make a difference not only with our customers, but also in the banking industry. We invite you to share in our future. Our future starts now with you.
Abna, why are you crying?
Why wouldn't I cry out? This has become unbearable. Everywhere I go, I'm treated like an outcast. At home, at work, at the hospital, even at the market. Is it a crime to have TB? Is it a crime to have HIV? It's better I die. Why?
No, Abna, you can't give up and die. Indeed, a new dawn has come for persons living with HIV and those suffering from TB and sexually transmitted infections. WAPCAS, in collaboration with the Ghana AIDS Commission, is shedding light on our rights so we can enjoy equal rights as captured in the Ghana AIDS Commission Act, Act 938. Rights to quality health care, non-discrimination, equal work opportunities, and education. You may call WAPCAS on 030-224-1452 or 055-6233-663 to report any act of discrimination. WAPCAS.
Here for your rights.
WAPCAS and Act 938.
Here for life.
This advert is brought to you by WAPCAS with funding from the Global Fund.
Be happy.
Good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Minute. My name is Daryl. As part of the austerity measures to ease the impact of the coronavirus on small and medium enterprises, President Akufo-Addo has disclosed up to 600 million cedi soft loan made available in collaboration with financial institutions. The president, in his address last night, also announced that some local companies have been contracted to produce personal protective gear and other essential medical items for frontline health workers. Although the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission has disclosed that there is no change in electricity tariffs for the second quarter of this year, there are calls on them to reduce the tariffs. The call comes as some businesses close down and others send workers home in the wake of the spread of the coronavirus. And global oil prices remain on edge after Saudi Arabia and Russia postponed a meeting about a deal to cut output as the virus pandemic hits demand. The two countries have been locked in an oil price war for the last month.
Below. Right. Yeah, okay. So how is it now? How's the volume? Well, it go off right now. Then I did hear him earlier, but it go off.
Will it hurt
Okay.
when your
Yeah, I
body
did hear him.
crumbles, your headlights shatter, and your engine blocks
That's
is
it.
going backwards, crushing every single bone in your legs? Will it hurt
Okay. Well,
when
tell
the
producer,
wheels
tell
of
Sammy.
your chest
What
and
I mean.
lungs are
Yeah,
punctured
right now, it
with
goes
the sharp ends of your
Oh.
own broken ribs? Will it hurt when your head snaps forward and smashes into the dashboard, forcing several tiny shards of fractured skull into your brain? Will it hurt when your child flies through the windshield, bouncing several times on the hard
So,
asphalted
so
road?
today we're not going to do the discussion on the president in this
Just before the somersaulting vehicle lands on their crushed
Oh,
body. Will
right,
it
that'll be
hurt when your body is mutilated permanently, when your victims' lives are shattered irreparably, when your family is bereaved tragically? Tell me, will it hurt? Road accidents kill thousands of Ghanaians each year. And all these deaths are avoidable. When we act irresponsibly on our roads, we don't just jeopardize our own lives, but those around us and those at home waiting for us. So ask yourself, will you make it home tonight? Because if you don't, trust me, it will hurt. Be a safe driver. Be a responsible passenger. Look out for yourselves and each other. Arrive alive. Arrive Alive is a Joy Road Safety campaign.
Pandemic has hit.
Do whatever it takes.
It is in times like these that DSTV has you covered with key international and African news channels, bringing you breaking news in real time.
Explosion that rocks the town.
Big topic, of course, self-isolation. Get all the world's stories first with CNN, Euronews, and our new channel Africa News, available on all DSTV packages, plus BBC World, Newsroom Africa, and Al Jazeera. Stay in touch and in the know 24/7 with DSTV.
Syndicated Capital introduces the Silent Night range of luxury mattresses and pillows. And for the first time, the Silent Night pregnancy and nursing pillows, crafted to provide exceptional relief for your legs, belly, and back during pregnancy, as well as amazing back support feeding your baby. No more sleepless nights and no more hustle with breastfeeding. Check out the Super Pillow Top Orthopedic Mattress, made with 12 inches of memory foam cushioning, providing unparalleled comfort and guaranteed to last for 20 years. No mattress comes close in comfort and support. Also available are high-quality bird sheets, reversible quilts, a large collection of orthopedic pillows and luxurious towels at unbelievable prices. Silent Night products are available at all Melcom shops, game stores, and Silent Night showrooms at Tema, Asylum Down, Adenta, Spintex Road, and Kumasi behind Minshia Palace, or call 0302-242532 or 050-131-5776. Silent Night. Sleep like never before.
Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best on Joy 99.7 FM.
I gave up on myself. My back was against the wall, and it was falling last night. Yeah, but I gave you a call, and you answered my prayer. As one, you made a way. But I gave you a call, and you answered my prayer. As one, one, two, I pray. I said, you come home for him. And be a miss friendly, be a magic. Okay, one,
we salute you, all our frontline workers, soldiers, policemen, health professionals, MMDA staff, everyone involved in this COVID-19 fight. We join with leadership and we say, money, well done. It's also a big shout out to you, Emmanuel Tete, Assistant Commissioner of GRA Customs Division Head Office. It's your birthday today, Monday, 6th April, from Harriet Nyako of VRA. Now, like Winston and I were saying earlier, we just heard from Mame, who had a close shave with COVID-19 and can now tell the tale comfortably. But what about those who put themselves in the line of fire every day? Thousands of healthcare professionals stand on the front line of this battle constantly, and in many cases, as we are told, they lack the basic tools they need to win the war. I'm speaking of personal protective equipment, face masks, gloves, shoe covers, coveralls, which ensure that whenever a nurse, a doctor, or orderly treats a potential patient, they are safe. The president again addressed that gap in his speech last night.
It is vital that we protect the lives of our frontline health workers who are risking their lives every day to battle this virus. That is why government is placing a high priority on the procurement of personal protective equipment for them. Thus far, 350,000 masks, 558,650 examination gloves, 1,000 reusable goggles, 20,000 coveralls, 7,000 N95 respirators, 500 waterproof gumboots, 2,000 reusable face shields, 2,000 gallons of hand sanitizers, 10,100 milliliter pieces of hand sanitizers, and 500 shoe covers have been sent to the regional health directorates for onward distribution to the district health directorates for use by our health workers in all the districts. That the Minister for Health is ensuring that they reach the health workers.
President Akufo-Addo speaking last night. So does this reassure the medical community? Does this answer the question that many of our brave professionals have asked on end? Dr. Ben Hammond is with the Ghana Association of Doctors in Residency, and he's currently raising funds to buy these PPEs for frontline workers. Good morning, Doc. Thanks for joining us.
Carol, good morning.
Hi. Dr. Hammond, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. First of all, we spent all morning celebrating you, so let me just say a yiko to you and the good work that you've been doing in Kumasi.
Thank you.
Great. Now, yesterday we're having a conversation prior to this interview about what it means for you when you wake up in the morning and you are driving to work. Take us to that drive in the morning. When you are headed to work, what are the thoughts running through your mind in the wake of this COVID-19 pandemic we are fighting?
Okay. So it's not just when you are there, it's actually having the strength to get up from your bed. To get up, having the sense of uncertainty, fear, because you don't know who you are going to meet. You don't know which patient is going to sit in front of you. You don't know who you are going to come in contact with, even as you are making your way from your house to the workplace. All these people are all potential patients. They are maybe we think of them as suspected cases yet to come in. So, in light of all this, you can imagine the atmosphere when you get to work and the people who you know are sick. For you are going to have interactions with them because you are going to have to talk to them, you have to examine them, and you have to make a diagnosis. These are people who are sick, and you don't have that kind of protection and that you should have. There's a certain level of fear, but we try to overcome that because that's what we've been called to do. But there's always some background underlying fear that you have inside you, even as you interact with patients on a daily basis.
Now, you've heard that Ridge Hospital A&E had to be closed for a while for disinfection after this patient went there. The same thing happened at Kolebu, after which these medical professionals put out a statement. When you hear a story like that and you're driving to Konfanoche, how does that feel? How does it make you feel when you get to work and you also have to go to the accident and emergency center?
So I understand the position of my colleagues in these various hospitals. These are patients who walk in. Some may have symptoms and some may not. The greater majority of people come in asymptomatic. And, there's something that we always pick up. The patients will tell you a story, but it depends on you as a clinician to sift through the story and find the relevant aspects to enable you to treat the patient. There is screening. We do pre-triage screening, but that depends a lot on what the patient will say. And if the patient comes out to say that when we started, I've not been anywhere, I don't have any fever, you are already operating blindly. So you have that at the back of your mind. Nowhere is safe, and most importantly, the hospital is a very dangerous place to be at this time.
Wow. It's a dangerous place to be, but that's where you are every day. So let's talk about your armor, if I can call it that, your PPEs. The president made a great announcement last night. PPEs are going to be locally produced, and some have been distributed already. Does this give you the needed reassurance on the back of the agitation we had last week?
Okay, so yes, yesterday after the president's speech, we were very much encouraged that it's time we have PPEs, and you rightly referred to it as the armor that we need, because this pandemic is frontline, is battle that we are doing.
Dr. Hammond, sorry, I'm getting a very bad signal here. If you can reposition yourself and just take that question again for me. Hello, doctor.
Yes, hello. Is it better?
Much better, thank you. Go ahead.
Okay. So I was saying that in the aftermath of the president's speech, we were very much encouraged because he listed some components of the PPEs that are directly coming, that have been dispatched to the regional health directorate, and also with the local production that is going to go on, because we can never have enough. We can never have enough. Even in the UK, yesterday we were having discussions with the UK group, and they are in constant demand. They are standards that they are adhering to, and they are constantly demanding for more. So it's a very good call. We are very, very happy this is coming in, and I'm sure it will go a long way to allay some of the fears that we have, even in the fact that we are not inadequately fluid even for this battle. But it will go a long way to allay some of the fear. We still need more. We still need more.
But in the past, you have heard some of these announcements, and you've had reason to question them because you don't get them when you go to the hospitals. How is this going to be different in your view?
Can you take that last bit again?
I said in the past, we have heard some of these announcements, and we've still heard doctors say that, look, the announcements have been made, we don't have them at the hospitals. How confident are you that this time it will be different? And what gives you that confidence?
It's a sign of good faith that we have in the announcement that the president, the father of the nation, has made, and we are trusting that, as he has said it, that is what is going to happen. But notwithstanding, we are not resting on our We are still also making our call. We are still appealing to the general public to help us so that we'll be able to also purchase. And that one directly we pick and we send it to the area of need, wherever medical officers, resident nurses, whoever is on the front line that needs to be properly clothed. We are doing it directly as the donations from government also come in.
So let's go to these efforts that Gador is making, and we understand that you have partnered an IT company and Occupy Ghana to raise funds and also physically collect these PPEs for distribution. Shed more light on that for us.
Okay, so we started all this with this education on Facebook, but realized that apart from educating our members, educating the general public on the dangers what they are supposed to do with when faced with this scare of what the COVID pandemic was doing, we also realized that we don't have adequate personal protective equipment, especially for the frontline health workers. That's where it all began. We partnered with Celon, branch of Imani. We started a drive on Facebook, raised some amount of money, was able to purchase, and it made a donation to us. So we picked it up from there. Also got in touch with the Ghana Medical Association, with the parent body of all medical doctors in Ghana. Also we also partnered Occupy Ghana through lawyer Sankoma, and also IT Consortium. The IT Consortium is a mobile, telecom group. We were able to put together a platform that generated a short code for us so that anybody can make a donation as and when. Various individuals and corporate institutions have also joined us in our drive. We had the Rotary Club Ghana making donation of PPEs, various components, face masks, face shields. We had sanitizers and face and goggles. All these things came in the coverall. Also had the Ghana Maritime Authority and Ghana Association of Bankers giving us checks to make some purchases. We have had PricewaterhouseCoopers, because we of the fund aspect, they came on board going to keep a watchful eye over the finances, the amount of money that is coming, so that everything is put to judicious use. So PricewaterhouseCoopers is seeing the funds that come in. And had Leicester Ghana, they produce tissues, sanitizers, they've given us a quantity, a very, very appreciable quantity, and we are also going across with our donation.
So, Doctor, how can we help? I mean, those of us listening from our homes, if we want to contribute, what should we do?
Okay, so anyone who has links to a supplier who can also directly purchase these personal protective equipment, be it face masks, be it goggles, be it N95 respirators, face shields, coveralls, disposable gowns. If you can directly purchase, you can contact us at the GMA Secretariat in Kolebu or in Konfanoti. We put our personal numbers across because this is a wartime zone. This is an emergency, so you can directly reach any of the team members. I'll put my number out. You can send a message. You can also reach us on Facebook, Ghana Association of Doctors in Residency. We have a page. You can drop any message. We will follow up. But you can also make financial donation that's using the short code *887*10#. You can use that short code across network, make a direct donation to us. And you can, if you want to also write us a check, you can just write the check, reach out, we'll come over, take the check so that we purchase this to protect our frontline health workers.
Who should we make the check out to?
The Ghana Association of Doctors in Residency.
Okay. Yes. And the short code again is *887*10#. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Haman. Look, all the best with this fundraising. We at Joy and the Multimedia Group are going to support you in any way possible. So let us know. And I'm picking my phone in the break to make my donation. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Daniel.
And we so love and cherish the work that you're doing, and well done. You're live on the Super Morning Show. Enjoy 99.7 FM. There is so much more that I have to share with you on the show today. I'm so excited about what's coming up. Next is something I've been meaning to share with you for so long. Reverend Alberto Kwan is going to join us with Dr. Kamal Samkar. They're going to talk about how to make the most of your time whilst you're staying at home. And a little bit later on the show,
this is the normal barrel we call Ankre. We've created a system that allows the sewage water to drop under the barrel, that you let it out from the desert. On top of it, it's also the same system has the fresh water also.
We saved the best for last. The man who turned a barrel into a sink. I mean, an automated solar sink. You don't want to miss this one. That's coming up just a little later on the Super Morning Show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.